I'm gonna hit record on that there Audacity. Hit intro music for the stream. And hopefully everything stays good. Nothing's crashing so far. And 3.
Oh, 2, so far. Good.
1. Yeah. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Final Checkpoint Podcast. This is episode 82nd.
82nd?
Each week, we react to the latest video game news and talk about games we are playing. My name is Joel.
And I'm Ben.
Ben, did you know that this podcast is available on tons of podcast services around the world? Including
Sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah, it is a fact. Sometimes there are things we say on here that aren't facts.
No.
But that is one fact
Never.
that you can write down in pen. In pen. Yeah, that's right. Spotify.
Do you even own Oh, you have kids. Never mind. I don't think I own a pencil.
Oh. You know, because I used to draw a lot, I've always had like just a ton of like pencils around. I just always feel good like having a pencil. I might doodle, you know.
I get it.
I always have drawing pads, and even though I don't draw anymore, like I rarely ever draw, I just always felt good. Like you always feel good getting a new drawing pad. Like even if it's a cheap ass one from like Walmart, it just feels good to have a new one, you know?
Sure.
Feel inspired even, and then you open and you're like, there's nothing.
And then you don't do anything with it. Yeah.
I don't do anything.
Exactly.
I draw an eyeball or something, and I'm like, that's it. I'm good for like the next 3 years. You know?
Solved it.
Yeah. Yeah. All my inspiration. Boom. Done right there.
Yeah.
Anyways, you can find this podcast on Spotify, Apple and Google podcast services. You can also find it on Stitcher. You can find it over at thegamefanatics.com, where we have all of the links to all the podcast services, to the YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/thelastcheckpoint, where we post the video version of this podcast. You can also find a link to this Twitch channel that we're live streaming on right now, where you can watch live Sundays, 8 p.m. Pacific time. We're going to probably move the recording to Saturdays because it's a little more flexible. We're going to try to get some guests on that might have a little bit easier of a time being Saturdays, but we will let you know. We'll keep you posted. So make sure you head over to twitter.com/finalcheckpod and stay tuned for when we're going to be posting, you know, when the next recording is going to be. We'll also let you guys know probably at the end of episodes when that is going to be. So make sure you're following everywhere you can. We're also aiming for a follower goal of 130. We're getting closer every time. I think every time I check it, we're like one follower closer to that 130.
Oh, I should follow. I'm just kidding.
You should follow if you haven't.
I already do.
Don't unfollow and then follow, because that also hurts the goal thing. It doesn't.
Does it?
It doesn't go down if you unfollow.
Oh,
it just keeps going up. So yeah, don't do that, because then I have to go and reset it and then do it again. But
all right, fine.
Yeah, we're just trying to hit 130. We're just trying to, like, you know, aim for little goals here and there. We're trying to build awareness about the podcast. We're trying to get more guests on that are from different communities so that we can kind of just spread the word of this podcast. We're also just trying to network a little bit more and get to know other people, because I've had a really good time just kind of getting into other communities and getting to know other people. Recently, just meeting a lot of people from like the Gaming Morning Show community. Getting to know those guys over there has been really cool. They were great guests to have on. Really, really fun guys over there. I joined their Minecraft server, which has been pretty cool. And yeah, just a great community over there, very welcoming, and just there's a lot of people from like the European side, so it's been interesting, like, mainly because they're early streamers, right? So Gaming Morning Show's on in the mornings, so a lot of the people that they kind of have on and network with are early morning streamers. So I'll like click one of their links to see what they're streaming, and it's like, you know, like British accents or English accents, and so I'm like, okay, oh, what a treat, like this is great. So I'm like learning all this new lingo, so it's pretty cool. But yeah, that's why I figured it'd be cool to have the podcast recording maybe Saturdays, in case we want to try to have somebody from the UK on. We can try to get, you know, timing the time zone thing is always an
Right.
issue on this podcast.
Which we have trouble enough when it's like 2 hours.
Yeah.
But sure,
Yeah.
why not more?
But yeah, anyways, so look out for that. We're really trying to just get more people on that we can introduce our listeners to, but also maybe get some listeners that are familiar with them over to us, just to really kind of swoosh everybody around, you know, get a melting pot of just people going, just melt that cheese together, you know. You know, 7 queso layer dip. I don't know what I just said. Anyways,
Sounds good.
yeah.
Yeah.
Missed Dark Souls this Saturday. Apologize, everybody. Aside from having a puppy that is just very needy, mainly because we were out of the house most of Saturday, so like by the time I got home, he just like did not want to go back in his crate. I'm an old man, Ben. I'm experiencing back issues, which is unfortunate.
Okay.
So had a little bit of back issues yesterday too, which kept me a little bit out of commission. Anytime I want to sit, like right now, it's not that bad.
Is it getting up and sitting down?
No, it's mostly just like there's a part of my lower back that's just really sore. Friday, I started experiencing it really badly, and then I was at my son's baseball practice, and I just like felt it, just like, God, there's a tightness back there, you know?
Huh.
And then I'm just like, it's over. Just throw me in the
It's over.
grinder. Throw me in the grinder, trade me in for parts, whatever you got to
Right.
do. It's just,
Might as well
time
be
to go.
dead now.
Just, yeah, there's no reason to live anymore. Just, it's over. So
Makes sense.
So life is over. It's time
That's
to
good.
toss me out.
Cool.
But yeah, so that was fun. And then, yeah, I don't think I had anything else going on besides that. We put up some shower doors. We're like at 98% done with the second bathroom. We're redoing the 3 bathrooms in our house. We've done the first one. The second one's 98% done. 98. And so we're putting up these sliding glass shower doors, and they're just, so you slide
like
one,
walk in?
They're, well, because it's like a regular tub, but they just have sliding glass instead of like a shower curtain. There's one part, as soon as you get close to the end, there's like a little screech. And it was just driving us insane that we had to like remove the doors, take them off. Because it's like a frameless, in a way, like sliding glass. So it just has these 2 like rails, and then you put the wheels on it, and that's it. You slide it back and forth.
Okay.
Man, what a battle. What a battle, let me tell you. But we finally got it done, and that took majority of my weekend too. So it's just been nightmare of a weekend. So you think the people living in Dark Souls have a nightmare? They've never had to redo bathrooms.
Yeah, it's probably because they're avoiding dragons and shit. But sure, yeah, they've never done that.
That's nothing. I'd rather face a dragon at this point.
Okay.
Anyways, how'd your week and weekend go?
I have no idea. I did a bunch of overtime, or I guess not a bunch, but I did 2 12-hour shifts.
Oh, gross.
On Thursday and Friday, because I have this next week off.
Oh yeah. Nice.
So, I'll be tired, and it just destroyed my whole day yesterday.
Oof.
All Saturday was just, well, let's take a nap. That became like a 2-hour nap. And I didn't do much. Didn't move much. Didn't see much. Still tired a little bit, but better now. No, besides that, I don't think anything happened. Nothing goes on over here.
Well, that might be for the good. You know?
Yeah, I'm not redoing any bathrooms. I'm waiting on some hooks so I can put my Ethernet cords on the ceiling and hook them over there so they're not on the floor.
Okay. What kind of hooks?
Besides that, they're like little carabiner type of hooks.
Okay.
They have the little latch, so it latches it in.
Nice.
And then I can just route it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Simple little thing.
I got these like, they're not anything fancy, but they're like these little wire. You know, you stick them on something and then you clip the wire in, or the cord.
Oh, right.
Which have been very useful for not stepping on my microphone USB cable anymore. Because that was unfortunate.
This is broken now.
Yeah, yeah. I know I
Yeah.
had one other thing, and I completely forgot. Oh,
Oh no.
non-gaming related, but
Okay.
like most of this conversation has
Like
been,
most of the fucking
yeah,
doors and things you're fixing.
yeah.
Yeah.
But we started watching Handmaid's Tale
Okay.
very recently, and it's very, it like reminds me a lot of like The Leftovers from on HBO, and
Mm-hmm.
we're like fully addicted to this show now. It's so good, and highly recommend the show. It's a little graphic for people if you're not into that sort of thing. Um, but yeah, it's been really good so far. Really good.
I gotta watch it.
Just thought I'd put that out there for people.
I read the book in high school. Does that count?
No, because reading sucks. Reading
Yeah.
sucks.
It's a good book.
Yeah.
It's good. I liked it.
Yeah. Yeah, we were doing a movie trivia at work this last Friday, and someone was doing really bad, and because all they do is read books, and so they were missing out on the movie trivia, and we're like, you need to stop reading. That was like our advice to them. It's like, stop reading.
No, don't encourage that. You shouldn't know all this pop culture garbage.
It's sadly I did really well in that trivia, and I'm
What was like the
awful at
trivia
everything
though?
else. It was just like movie quotes.
Oh, I'd be bad at that even if I saw the movies.
I did so well, and it's like the only thing that my memory is good for. Everything else, I can barely remember my home address. Sometimes I have to look at my license, but for some reason, movie lines, for even movies I haven't watched, they're just stuck in there.
Like what? Are we talking like super famous lines?
Some of them are, yeah, but some of them are just like random lines from movies that are like, really, out of that whole entire movie, it's like a random line of like, gosh, I'm trying to remember one that was really stupid, but I don't remember it anymore. But it was it was it was one from like it was a Wreck-It Ralph one. It was the one that he says at the end on his way down to like punch the thing, is like I'm just being me or something like that. Instead of like, really, out of that, instead of something like, I'm gonna wreck it. Because all the other ones have been super obvious, but for Wreck-It Ralph's, it's like, I'm just gonna be me or something like that. And it's like, you pick that line out of that entire movie?
I'm pretty sure that's from a bunch of different movies. That's
But-
not an original line.
But yeah, but that's what I mean, is like, for Wreck-It Ralph, there's probably more iconic lines than just like, I'm just gonna be me or something, whatever he says. And I just thought that was funny. I still got it right.
I never saw Wreck-It Ralph. I saw the second Wreck-It Ralph on
the
a
first one's way
plane.
better.
Yeah, it was not good.
Okay. All right, we gotta move
The
on.
plane. I mean, the plane didn't help, but it was just like, this movie's a mess, and it's not funny at all. So.
I like the first one. The second one was, they didn't need a sequel to that. Definitely didn't need a sequel.
No. I could tell based on only watching the sequel. They didn't need that.
Yeah. Most movies don't need a sequel. For sure.
Maybe, sure. I don't know.
All right, Ben, I figured we could, we got a lot of news to go over, and I figured instead of doing like a topic of the show, we could just say
Topics?
We could just say like the number of news items, kind of like the way
KFGD.
KFGD.
We've got a bunch of stories.
I could always find us a song or like an intro song.
No, you and these sound effects. It's fine without the sound effects.
It won't be anything weird. It'll actually be something good.
It's fine.
I'll find us.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Don't need it. Don't need it. Okay, we have 9 items on the Not Roper report.
No, you can't say that.
It's the Not Roper report.
It
the
could
Nopert.
It could be Ben's, I don't know.
News.
Ben's
bucket.
shit list. I don't know.
Nah.
You made Ben's shit list because you. I don't know.
This is just a list.
It could be.
Is it that it's a shitty list and not?
It's a great.
Not
list.
a shit list. It's just a shit list.
Ben's to-do list. I don't know. We gotta.
Anyway, whatever. It doesn't matter. We're moving this first item to the end.
Oh, that's
unless
right.
you. Yeah, but because it'd be a Justice League spoiler thing, if anyone cares.
If anyone cares to stay for a Justice League spoiler talk, which is kind of a continuation of our talk from last week,
that got ruined by the internet. Yeah.
Yeah. Stay tuned for the end of the show.
So first story, Oh, it's fun. I like doing first story. It's fun. I like it.
Yeah.
There is going to be a Capcom event in April, and check your calendars. It's almost April. This is
True.
very in line with the previous one they did in January. The 25th anniversary of Resident Evil 1, I think, just happened like a week ago.
Mhm.
That's why they're doing all this stuff. I'm very excited for this because someone somewhere, I think it might have been Britt from What's Good Games, mentioned the possibility of the older Resident Evil games coming to new platforms slash PC. And I'm extremely excited because 1, 2, and 3 are locked on PS1, basically. Uh, or
Oh wow.
GameCube, I guess.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
I
true.
guess not 1, sorry. 2, 2, and 3. And I would like to play them. I would like to play even the original one, like the PS1 one, and not the HD remake. And they said on the little post they didn't prepare your brains for anything. It was just whatever your heart may desire, expect it. It was some nonsense they probably shouldn't have said because everyone's gonna get too excited. But I'm very excited because it's me. So
Is this going to be mostly Resident Evil themed, or do you think they'll also talk more Monster Hunter stuff? Or
I think this was just Resident Evil. I think it was specifically a Resident Evil event.
bummer?
Let me look it up.
Because I'll tell you what, if they say Monster Hunter Rise will be like you can carry your save to the PC version or something,
They're
anything,
not going to do that.
you know, how about they say if you
God.
promise you'll buy both, you can have your saves.
They're
Like
not gonna do that.
they could even put out a digital contract and I will sign it.
God, it is just a Resident Evil showcase,
Bummer.
just like the last one. Only Resident Evil news, which is super
Boo.
exciting. We've gotten
Boo.
2 showcases
Why?
because there's so much good to go over.
We don't need that many zombies.
We do. We need more Resident Evil zombies who are actually bioengineered weapons or some garbage.
We have enough zombies in the world.
Sure. I'm excited again for Resident Evil 4 in some capacity, whether it's that VR remake, hopefully. Not remake, but the VR Oculus version where I can point at things and
Do you think they'll show they'll make an announcement for the reveal of or for the remake of 4?
I don't think they need to. I think they can wait till after 8.
Oh,
Everyone
that's
knows it's
right.
happening. It's not I think it's even rumored to be not even next year, but maybe the year after that.
Hmm.
Or maybe late next year was the rumor. Something like that.
Okay.
I don't remember. I remember all I want is Resident Evil 2 and 3 on Steam. And if they like touch up the textures and stuff, oof. Oh man.
It's
That's what I
over.
want.
It's over for Ben. He's replaying those
I'm,
again.
I'm gonna play all the Resident Evil games this
Oh
year. That's what's gonna
God,
happen.
again? No.
They're not that long. Like that's the beauty of it. It's not like me trying to play through the Dark Souls games that are 40 something hours at least.
I know. I want to be done with Dark Souls already. Not like in
Well,
a
if
bad
you actually
way.
played it, you'd get done with it.
That's true. I'm like right at that boss door too. I just like need to walk down and go in. I just like haven't touched anything except for like well, we'll talk about in games we played, but like there's just been a couple games I've had a chance to play. And Dark Souls, I was like, I'll just save it because I'm gonna be right at that boss fight. I'll just save it for the stream. But I think we can get to it this week because
Right.
you're gonna be off. And
Yeah, since I'm off, you can stream whenever you want, and I'll hop in.
cool. I think we can do that this week.
Good.
Anyways,
Yeah. So that is item number 1. I've been 1.
cool.
I'm dead now. Story 2. There is a rumor that Sony is going to be closing down the PS3, PS Vita, and PSP stores, so you cannot download or buy. I guess you presumably be able to download anything you've bought previously, but that's not even confirmed.
That's so
You will not
weird.
be able to buy anything new on these platforms, which which makes sense. They are old. I guess except the Vita, which is the newest of those, right? Yeah. When did the Vita come out? 2011?
2011. Yep.
Still a long time ago, yeah.
I still remember getting that, and the first like the game I bought with it was the Metal Gear collection.
Oh,
and didn't play through them.
well,
Shame, shame on me. Shame. I'm
yeah.
shameful.
So they're closing the stores down. I don't know why. I know why you do this, and there's like a bunch of quotes from Jim Ryan and various nonsense
Old game's old.
about people. People don't. They talk about backwards compatibility, and then they don't actually do anything with it.
Hmm.
Which I think is a stupid argument because they never actually tried to do backwards compatibility, so you never really knew how well it would work. Uh, with PS3, it was first of all $600, and then by the time it was cheaper, they basically got rid of the PS2
It was
backward
already gone.
compatibility
Yeah.
from it. So you could play PS1 games, kind of, but it's not really. That was probably still too close to PS1 to have nostalgia and want to go back. The further we get from it, the more you're going to want to go back to it. And then obviously with PS4, we never really had anything. I think it's such a poor decision to just not have an option for this. And also, Sony has done such a bad job with their stores in particular. There's no reason for them to be separate. Like I can go to Microsoft.com, whatever, and go onto the 360 store, and it's not an issue. Sony is a giant mess. I don't know why the Vita store is a separate store. It doesn't make any sense.
Hmm.
So I don't like this. I understand why they're doing it. I don't like it. It's still a rumor, but I'm a big not fan. I liken this to if 20th Century Fox, which I guess was bought by Disney, but you know what I'm saying. They just decided, hey, these movies that came out before 1990, you can't buy them on Amazon anymore. And you're like, why? Just why? Like, what's the point of that?
Yeah.
What what could you possibly be losing from having these stores? I just think so. Take this further into the future. If you go another 15 years and you keep closing all these stores, we're going to hit a point where there are just vast gaps in video game history where we have no idea what happened, and it's like you'd read about the 1800s and you're like, "Oh, they did this? That's crazy." But it's 20 years ago and we're already like, "I don't know what happened."
Yeah.
It's just really a bad situation to be in. Uh, and I don't know why anyone would want that. I know a lot of people probably aren't going back and playing these PSP games because they fucking suck. Uh, but it's just the fact of the matter that we should have it, and emulating games should not be the easiest way to play them.
Yeah.
That's the problem, and I don't like this excuse I keep hearing about the PS3 with the cell processor. At this point, we are so much more advanced in the cell processor. We can emulate that. The PS3 emulation scene on PC is playing Demon Souls in 4K. Okay, like obviously not the remake. It's possible. It's all possible now, and you have the tech, you have the power to do it. It's I just want the option to be there. I don't think this is a good thing for the future of video games in general.
Yeah, it's Sony making another one of their bonehead decisions where it's not consumer friendly. It's them looking like old man Sony again, being
Yeah,
very like just like when you think about how Xbox continues to add backwards compatibility options and adding backwards compatible Xbox One originals, to their library, adding more to Game Pass. Steam is always just that giant library of never ending games, and they
yeah,
continue to add more options. And Sony just continues to close off more and more. And then you look at the whole issue with how the PlayStation 5, like, how do I get my PS4 to PS5 version on? Like, it's just a mess over there,
because they're fucking stupid. Yeah,
and it's just so bad over there. Sony doesn't really know what they're doing, and their messaging is always out of whack. The way they look to consumers, I mean, just think if you've invested so much money into that library, into that store, and you're just cut off. Like, I have, I've purchased plenty of Vita games digitally, and I don't have a Vita anymore, but I have my PlayStation TV thing,
oh yeah,
and I want the option to still download those and play them. Because I could plug that thing in. I also have the split HDMI thing, So I could plug it in and stream it, or I can plug it in and just put it on a TV or whatever. And I want the option to be able to just re-download those anytime, because I have Persona games on there. I have like Freedom Wars, Soul
Right.
Sacrifice. Like I have tons of games on there that I'd love to play. I have like the 2 Ninja Gaiden games. Like there's tons of games on there that I own that I have no other way to play. And I'm just going to be cut off from them all of a sudden. Like that's crazy to me. And
Yeah, I'm a big not
it's
fan.
yeah, like it's just it's weird. It's just I think, I'm not playing them right now, but then again, I own tons of games on Steam, and I have Game Pass. Like obviously I'm not going to always need all these games downloaded all at the same time, but it's nice to know that my investment didn't go to waste. All the money I spent on these didn't just like all of a sudden become cut off and unavailable.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be different if I owned this physically and then threw it in the trash. But this is something
Yeah,
I
it
own
just
digitally that I expect to be there, that I can sign in and be able to download. That's the whole point of that. So it's just kind of
so I don't
irritating.
know if you'd still be able to download it. Obviously, that's kind of up in the air question with it.
Well, like if the store, so if I go to sign into the store, right? Like if I log on to my PlayStation thing and I go to the store and it's just done, like I can't sign in or anything, I can't go to my download list. And my download
But
list shows
yeah,
everything that I've purchased, and then I'd be able to just click download it. So if that's where that issue comes into play, where that store is just cut off, then definitely that's where my issue would be. If I can
well,
still get to those, then okay, I don't really have that much of a problem, because I'm not going to go back in and really buy Vita games.
sure. Well, I think also with that, this because again, it's a rumor and there's not a lot of details with it. So if they got rid of the store, does that also mean we don't have updates? Like you put in a game on PS3 and it doesn't have, and it has all updates. There's no updates anymore. Does that get rid of that? There's all
Sweet.
these other questions associated with it.
Yeah. 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 I mean, obviously rumor, speculation, so no official word. So also huge lack of details there. So
Right. But I believe it. I can see them doing this.
I wouldn't be shocked
Yeah.
with the way Sony kind of handles their messaging and their business, and their software. I mean, they don't care about old games, because the ones that do sell, they want to remake them. They want to resell them that way. So, and they do a great job with a lot of those remakes, but there's plenty of IPs that are just lost because or locked
Mhm.
away on PS3, like Metal Gear Solid 4. It's just
Yep.
stuck on the PS3 forever. Who knows? If we'll ever see it.
Bunch of stuff. I was looking to play. I was talking to someone at work about Dino Crisis, I think it was. I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
I want to play that." And like, "Oh, that's just on the PS1. You can't. You could download it on PS3." Like, this sucks.
Yeah.
How come I can't?
Unless you get Extinction. I think that's
Uh,
the alternative right now.
But that's the thing. At a certain point, it's so much easier for me to just go look up PlayStation emulators and play it that way.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's a good option. Like, if the easiest option, this would be like if you couldn't stream music, they didn't want you to do it. You still had to buy CDs. So everyone would just download the music because that's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
And that's what video games want to be for some reason. I don't get it. I don't like it. Do not want. Even though I well, but that's also true. Like, when's the last time you turned on your PS3? I played through Demon Souls a year and a half ago.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So I did do it. It's my fault.
He's done it.
Story number 4, 3, 4, 3, 3. Quick one. Arkham Knight. Wait, Gotham Knights? Gotham Knights was delayed to 2022, which happened so long ago. It might have been the week before. I don't even remember.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, this is whatever. It looked really close to being done, so who knows what's going on with this.
Yeah, I'm
Uh,
excited for this game. It's kind of a
yeah.
bummer, but also like I'm okay with games being delayed at this point. Like I feel like I'm always behind on playing games, and
Mhm, mhm.
anytime a game's gonna come out, I'm always like, but I have no time. Just stop.
Yeah, I'm fine with it. Although this is definitely the year where nothing came out for sure.
Yeah, like I keep thinking Outriders is out already, and then I'm like, oh wait, it's not out yet.
Mm-hmm. Next week.
Game Pass.
One little note about Gotham Knights is that it will be cross-gen, meaning we're getting a cross-gen game officially in 2022. Although I think Hogwarts Legacy was as well. So yeah,
Yeah, I
a
think
bunch
so
of
too.
different cross-gen games pretty late.
Now the more I think about it too, I think we'll be getting cross-gen games into 2023 for sure.
Right. I think we will as well. I think we might have actually said that last week.
I think we did. Yeah, it is a flashback, everybody. Sorry,
Say it
this
again.
is, this is
Say it
one of those
again. Roll the
flashbacks from like a TV show.
We're so fucking old. We don't remember what we said. Number 4, Pikmin mobile game coming from Niantic, partnering with Nintendo. It's Niantic, right? I'm not having
Yeah,
a
no,
stroke.
you're right.
Okay.
The
I
Pokemon
said it and
man,
I'm like, is that right?
the Pokemon Goes guys.
This is fine. Yeah, the Pokemon Go Gogies.
It's interesting.
This is interesting. I love Pikmin. They keep just shitting all over Pikmin. Like, they just don't care. Oh, let's make a really bad 3DS side scrolly Pikmin game. All right. Fine. And now you're gonna make an AR game. Fine.
Next up is an endless Pikmin runner.
Hate it. I just hate it. Oh,
I'm surprised they haven't made like you know how they made what is it, Dr. Mario?
yes.
How come they haven't done that with Pikmin? That'd be like the perfect IP for them.
Oh. They're the same colors. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Hmm. Missed opportunity, Nintendo.
It's something like that. Yeah, it's a missed something.
Probably wouldn't have done as well as Dr.
No.
Mario.
No, probably. Pikmin pills.
Any word on
Dr. Pikmin.
when
What?
this might come out, or
I think they said I don't remember. And honestly, I don't care.
I'd
I
try
think
it.
it might have been I'll try it, yeah. Later this year, I want to say, but
Yeah, I
I
like
don't know
trying
what this
these.
could be. I don't really want to do it. Maybe it's a thing where I can make routes for that. I just don't know what this is and I don't want this. I hate mobile games. They're garbage for garbage people. I
How
just don't
dare
get
you,
it.
sir?
They're if I wanted to play a game, I'd play it on a device where my hand didn't cover up half the screen as I was playing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, come
Yeah,
on,
yeah.
come on.
I'm just interested in how they're gonna use the tech and how you're gonna play Pikmin with it.
Well, I think it'd be fun.
Yeah.
So here's my pitch. This is not what they're gonna do for sure. You take like a picture of your desk, and maybe you take like a panoramic kind of thing so it can get the 3D, and then it can scan what's on it, and you can have the Pikmin take the stuff off your desk
Hmm.
and like collect it. That's a cute idea.
That'd be cool.
They're not gonna do that, but
I
sounds
think
neat to me.
out of all like the attempts that they've done at like these types of games, the Hogwarts like not Legacy, what is it? The Hogwarts one, the Harry Potter one has been the
Yeah, I
worst
don't
one.
remember what it's called.
Um yeah, I don't remember what it's called, but the Harry Potter one was probably the worst one cuz the Ghostbusters one wasn't that bad.
Okay,
Um
okay.
I liked the Minecraft one, although it just was like kind of boring to play
Good
around here
endorsement.
at least. But Pokemon Go's really good. Trying to think.
Is it?
Yeah, it is. It's fun if like if like when they were doing the events and like when it first came out, it was like fun because it was so new and it was like let's get out of the house, and then people were catching Pokemon, and then like eventually you're just like okay, there's just a lot of the same Pokemon everywhere, and like the novelty of it wore off. But like at first when you're kind of like this is fucking cool. I get to walk outside and there's just a Pikachu in my front yard taking a dump. That's so
No,
cool. I'm gonna catch it. What the like
it's dumb. I
the
hate it.
novelty wore off because I was kind of
Garbage.
like at that point it's like we're on the 15th iteration of like the same copy and paste Pokemon game. So it was cool to see something
That's
new,
true.
and it was on the cell phone. It's like the first time you see a Pokemon game on the cell phone that wasn't an emulator on an Android phone. So
It wasn't Pokemon.
Pokemon. Um, so it was a new thing, and it was cool, and it was like this crazy like revolution for people, to get out of their house. Like we were seeing neighbors that we've never seen before in their sweats and stuff like that, and it was nice to see people get out of their house.
Bunch of sheeple. The lot of you.
We like sheep, like lamb chops, especially.
You like Mareep is what you like.
Dude,
Next
Ampharos is the
story.
best Pokemon.
I can't talk about Pokemon. I just can't.
I
Not
love
in this.
Pokemon.
Not in this context. Not in this context. I can't. Number 5. Xbox Live is rebranding to Xbox Network. I don't really understand what's going on. I don't really care. This is fine. They're getting rid of the live. Good, I guess.
Yeah, I didn't quite understand the reason for it or why this was even news, but I guess it started popping up when people were like uploading stuff,
Right.
uploading to Xbox Network, which I guess is like
I think it's
Xbox
just
Live is
more
part of the Xbox Network. I guess it
right,
just
right. It's like the umbrella term for anything online on the Xbox
yeah,
versus Xbox Live, which is just
their online
the
service.
ability to play online
Yeah,
instead of the service name itself. So it actually makes sense, but
yeah.
it's like 10, 15 years late to be doing a Clarity name change.
Did it just not have a name before, and so they just didn't like out front like present it as something, or did they just put like uploading on the line,
No,
uploading on
on the line.
internet?
I think they just called it to Xbox Live or the Xbox app or
Hmm.
something.
Okay. Well, I
So
mean,
yeah,
it
this is
was
just unifying.
just weird, but like I just thought that was
Yeah,
interesting.
it is certainly weird. And
Weirdos.
sticking with Xbox, Microsoft is in talks to buy Discord, apparently, for $10 billion,
Yeah.
which seems like a lot.
And so this is Microsoft, not Xbox, right?
Did I say Xbox? Well, you know what I mean. Microsoft.
Yeah, I think you said Microsoft. But
I have no idea.
I think initial like takes were like, oh, Xbox is gonna have Discord or something like that. And um to me, thinking about this, I mean, Discord would be dumb not to take $10 billion, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
the thing I worry about with Discord, who tends to have issues with updates already.
Does
Not
it?
a lot, not a lot, but you know, like they go down a lot. Like the servers go down a lot.
Do they?
They tend to have issues with like some of their tech. Not a whole lot, but I'm just like thinking. I'm thinking big
Okay.
picture wise, right? Um, th- their tech is awesome. Like when you think about all the voice options they have, and like how you can have, I think it's like voice adulation or something like that, where like if someone's talking and the other person's talking, like it could start like to not tune each other out, but like it'll balance out your voices so one person isn't getting cut off from the other. And I think for me, like, because I use Teams, Microsoft Teams at work all day, and I've used Slack before that. And I forgot what the other one was, the one that was like supposed to be professionals because they didn't want you to use Slack because it sounded, like Slack.
Well, like Trello or something.
Um, no, not exactly. There's one that is essentially Slack, but it was named something different for like businesses because
Okay.
they didn't want to use the name Slack. But and like using Microsoft Teams, like Microsoft Teams sucks. It's bad. And then when you think about how they've had Skype, and Skype was great early on, and it was kind of like this revolution, right, of like connecting people through video chat and IMs and whatever. And then it just like stopped being revolutionary because then people were using the internet in many different ways with other forms of streaming and video chatting and stuff like that. And I think Discord for gamers being like this huge primary source of chatting initially, and then now becoming a huge form of like video chatting and streaming, like it's huge, and building communities, right? And to me, Microsoft, although they are like everywhere with their software, think about your Microsoft updates and how shitty they are
Mm.
and how bad they are. And sometimes your updates just don't go through or they mess up everything on your computer. I think about how every now and then, like, I have issues with my Discord where, like, I have to close out with the task manager and then restart my computer. And on my
I
old,
don't have any of these Discord issues. You have
you
so many
don't
Discord issues.
like I've only had that happen once on this computer. I used to have it happen a lot with my last computer, and I don't really do anything with it. Like I just do the regular updates when the option's there. Um, I've had to do it on my daughter's computer. I've had to uninstall it and reinstall it. Um, and I've heard a lot of issues with Discord updates here and there. Not everybody experiences. It's not like a huge amount of people, like enough to where I'm like, do we really want Microsoft, you know,
Right.
handling their updates and software like, and also just with the way they handled Skype and just kind of letting it kind of dead end at a certain point, because I've tried using Skype before, in the past, and as a form of like video chatting, like to try to do podcasts, stuff like that, and it just was very stiff and like, to me, and it was before I started using Discord for video chatting and for podcasting, like it just didn't seem user friendly. And
No,
and Discord just has these great options.
I think the advantage Discord has over Skype, well, there are a lot, but Skype to me, I use Skype a lot for between like 2010 and 2015.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say, yeah, that sounds about right. Um, and it never changed, and in fact, just got worse. If there was a change, there started being like weird ads, and oh, you can buy minutes to talk to like do phone calls. It just started these weird things that nobody wanted to do, and it was a very bloated, slow program. When I look at Discord, and it is literally the snappiest thing on my computer,
Yeah.
and it's so there's so much to it. Like we both have servers. We're part of a bunch of different other servers. They just perfectly work. There's different text options. They're all there. They show notifications well. It's just such a elegant, sleek product. So I do understand the worry of having Microsoft do anything with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess the only benefit would be if they let them do whatever they wanted. If they just
Yeah.
left them alone, maybe took some of that tech and ideas and kind of cross pollinated with Xbox Live or Teams or anything like that, right? But I don't know. This is definitely one that can go either way.
Yeah. I think if, I think Discord would be dumb not to take the money if it was an actual thing that was
Hmm.
happening, because that's $10 billion. What could you do with $10 billion, right? I mean, top
Could move a
people
boat.
retire, right? Top people retire. Most likely they'd want to. But um, I think that gives you a lot of possibilities to really expand your platform. I think that Microsoft could obviously use the tech, um, but they have Teams. What do they do? Shut down Teams and then just use Discord, or do they integrate Discord into Teams? Do they integrate Discord into Xbox? Does
Right.
you know? Hopefully, they don't require signing into your Microsoft account to get into Discord in the future, because that would suck. I just think it'll be interesting to see what happens. I think that's
Yeah.
I worry about the tech side of it coming from Microsoft.
I worry about it because it's such a good product now.
Yeah.
It's not as if you're using it going, "Oh, if they just had a little bit more money, they could make this and make that." Like, no, it's pretty fucking good. Don't really need that. There is a concern that Discord doesn't make money. They are losing money, so they do need to have an IPO or
That's true.
uh,
Yeah, because
get bought.
all you really have is what, Discord. I think it's Nitro or something like that.
Nitro, yeah, which I don't even know what that does anymore.
Yeah.
Really,
I don't remember.
I think it boosts quality. They for a while had that Discord store where you could buy games and things, and you got a game with it. But I don't. I know I think they stopped selling the games and doing all that. I
Yeah, they
never
did.
really looked into it or cared. So I don't know.
I just messed up my video, but that's okay. Keep going.
Good for you. Good for you. You look great.
Yeah,
You look great.
I look like I'm eating my finger. That was so good.
Story 7. A lot of stories. There is going to be a Ghost of Tsushima movie directed by the John Wick man, whose name has letters in it. Um, I don't care. I just don't care. The game was good, but the story was good. All right,
I mean, it could be pretty violent. It's the director from John Wick.
that's true.
Could see a lot of blood. He had a sword in one of those movies, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Could see him get down with a sword. I just, I hate I like there's some video games that I think could have good movies, but not like straight from like I don't want to see the game story adaptation
The
for sure
beat
though.
for beat
Yeah.
story. Yeah,
But I think I would like to see like a story from that world, right? From that universe.
that's just Japan. But sure,
Yeah.
I think in some of that similar style, which is just old samurai movies anyway. So this story might as well be someone's making a new samurai movie.
Yeah. Yeah. Or is he going to have the abilities like where he zip zaps all quick and slashes people all of a sudden? Like,
Oh sure, that happens in those movies.
yeah, I think
Kind
so.
of.
I think so.
I don't really care. I think that game's overrated. I think it's good, but I do think that game's overrated. The story is probably the better part of it. So sure, make a movie out of it. I don't know why Sony wants to make all these movies and TV shows all of a sudden, and I guarantee you half of them will never happen or will be bad. So yay, Sony.
As soon as they get one movie out, then we can see or one
That
show.
Uncharted movie? Get
One
that
show.
Uncharted movie out. See how bad it is.
Yeah, let's see how that one turns out. I don't know.
There was also some Last of Us news this week, but the for the TV show. But
Oh
I didn't think it
yeah.
was that
I
that newsy.
I didn't even read what it was about. I think they mentioned something about the story. People are going to be like surprised by the adaptation of it or something like that. Something
Yeah,
similar.
it was like it's faithful, but there are divergences. I don't. It seemed fine. Whatever. This is all nothing until we have a trailer or anything else to go on. I don't need your. I don't need to hear anything about it. I'm not dying to hear more about
A
the
fake
Last
movie
of
that
Us
doesn't
TV show.
exist. A fake
Yeah, a
show
thing
that's never
that
coming.
barely exists. It was Neil Druckmann talking about like I've read scripts. It's like okay, great,
Cool.
yay.
Work on your
Why do I
game.
know? Why do I know
Work on
about
your
that? Like that's
game,
cool.
Neil.
That's cool, but
Yeah.
whatever. Uh, I'm excited to see it. I'm excited to tell my parents to watch it because I think they'd like it, and I'm interested in hearing what they have to say about it since it is a game story.
Yeah.
Just to see like this is a game. They'll be like, what? A game? Or they'll be like, oh, that's neat. All right.
What are games?
Because they probably like it. They really like Game of Thrones and all that. Anyway.
Game of Thrones is good.
Mm-hmm.
Even the last season.
Most of it is
Top
good.
notch. Top notch.
Most of it's good.
You know
Maybe
what?
not all of it.
I respect Jon Snow's decision. After all that shit he went through, I wouldn't want to do it either. I'd be like, nah, I'm good.
Huh.
I'm gonna
I
go
don't
chill
even
in the
remember him
woods.
making that choice, but that checks out.
I guess he didn't make the choice.
I don't remember. I should watch the show again. I don't remember anything about the last like 2 seasons.
Spoiler
Just blocked
alert.
it out.
Bran
Oh,
did
no
nothing
spoiler
the
alert.
whole time. Became the king.
He does in the books. So that's the problem. Is in the books, he does have a cool story.
Well, Ben, you know what I think about books.
I know. We already
Burn them
discussed
all.
that. Yeah,
Burn them all.
Great.
There's
Right-
just
right
so
after you
many
finish-
words. There's
Right
just
after
so
you
many
finish
words.
burning all the masks, you can burn the books.
It's
Idiots.
true. Well, I want to
Uh,
keep masks for myself, but I can burn all the other ones.
Oh, that's good. That's
Yeah.
good. Okay.
I like wearing the masks.
I like it too. They got rid of the mandate here. But like stores still you still have to wear for stores. So it's basically everywhere.
Yeah.
There's no change. There's no change. What's different now?
Well, I think everyone else wants to like keep their workers safe, but like the public, people that are like going out and doing stuff are like, we're not gonna wear our mask. But like people that are working, like
Yeah,
the businesses are
exactly.
like, well, we're gonna protect our workers. Good on you.
The way I feel about it is, hey, I'm so close to getting that vaccine. Why don't I just wear this for a little while longer? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
why at the finish line are you just gonna go, nah, I'll take a break.
Yeah.
I'll just nah.
They accidentally gave you the flu vaccine. That was
Like,
unfortunate.
way to go. Oh, that would suck. That'd be bad. Would you even know?
No, probably not.
You would not know.
I wouldn't know.
Story number 8. Have you been following this 6 days in Fallujah kerfuffle?
I just from what I hear on like podcasts here and there, basically this game that has reemerged because I remember it was coming out
Right.
a while
10
ago.
years ago.
It was canceled because they didn't want to touch it with a 10-foot pole.
Konami.
And then it reemerged, and then originally the developers were like, we're not trying to make a political statement, yet their game is about the battle in Fallujah or the war in Fallujah during the
Yeah, I guess
Iraq
it'd be a
War.
battle. Technically.
But basically, and then they were talking about again, like, well, I guess this is political.
I guess this is political.
So I guess the latest thing now is something's going on where like now people are protesting the game, right?
Right.
And the biggest thing about it is like because of depictions of war, but it's like every Call of Duty game is depicting a war, and now they're even using like a fake president in one of the games, or a real president, but depicting him as it's Ronald Reagan.
Oh,
So,
right.
So it's just like, so Call of Duty can do it. These guys are bringing out a game, and like it's just weird to see the back and forth about this game. And
there is a change.org petition to
cancel.
like outright stop this from happening, which I find really strange, especially since there's a lot of developers. And Colin had a good tweet about this where he found developers from Battlefield and one other war game that were like agreeing with this, that this should be banned. And I understand, like, there's a lot of issues with Fallujah. There's a lot of stuff going on. And am I familiar with it all? No. Fuck no. Do I think it should be not a game because of that? I don't know. I do think a game is a bad choice necessarily, since it's, you know, violent, and you're kind of, I'm gonna kill everything. Like that. I don't know if that's the right way to do this necessarily. But the whole campaign against it is literally the only reason why I watched the trailer. There was
Right.
I didn't care, and this is such a Streisand effect for this game. I the only reason I watched it, and you know what? I watched that trailer. It's about 6 minutes. It's cut intermixed with like documentary footage, basically, of them talking to the commander guy who was there, and like halfway through the trailer, I'm going, are they gonna talk to any of the civilians that were there? And they do, and they start cutting to that. I'm like, this is fucking cool. I think this is actually really interesting. I don't know if they'll succeed in this or do it accurately. Like, I'll have to actually look into the battle and see what really did go down there. But this is fascinating, and you should encourage this, I think, overall, even if they fuck it up, because it is so different and it's trying to do something. I don't know why you wouldn't necessarily want. I understand, like, but it's not insensitive. Like, literally, the end of Call of Duty World War II has you going to a concentration camp.
Yeah.
Like,
That was my
at
thought.
at a certain point, you gotta. It's either all bad or none of it is. And I do think banning a game for this is a silly hill to die on, and it really is the Streisand effect. Like, you could have just ignored it. You could have just been like, "Yep, don't like that," moved on. This game is going to sell so much more because everyone wouldn't shut up about it and wants to kill it. As soon as you do that, you tell me I can't have it, I want it. Now I want it. And literally anyone who has even been around a child knows that.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I think you've made people more curious about it
Right.
in the long run.
And
I
did you
think
watch it? Like,
I haven't.
you're going in and clearing out houses, and they almost bill it like a survival horror game because you don't know where people could be hiding, or if they're armed and gonna try and kill you, or if they're just people. And the houses are procedurally generated, and the neighborhoods are too. So each time
Oh
you'd go
dang.
through it, it's a different layout. It
Huh.
sounds really interesting,
It does definitely.
but I don't know if that's like insensitive. But as a game, that sounds fascinating, and as a way to tell that story and to kind of get into the mindset of the people over there, I think you could have something here, and clearly they think so too. If 17 years later they decide to make the game again.
Hmm. My thought about this, just because I don't know all like the details. I just know a little bit of the history because I remember hearing about this game a long time ago,
Right.
and just from what I've heard, like on the part of the Sacred Symbols episode I heard with Colin and Dustin and Chris, to me, if they put in the appropriate work, to develop this game and to attempt to present it in a way that is respectful to the people that they interviewed, and they're presenting information not depicting it in like a gross way, because when you think of a Call of Duty game that just like glorifies it, right, and you're just mowing down dudes left and right, and they're making these blockbuster movie type
Mm-hmm.
games about war, about World War II, about the Cold War, everything like that, because nobody bats an eye when it's a Call of Duty game. Like if these guys did the work to, like, they brought it back for a reason. They think there's something there to tell, and I think they even discussed not having white phosphorus in the game because of that reason, right? I don't know if that's the point, so correct me if I'm
I
wrong.
don't know.
But
Yeah.
I thought that was one of the points they made, is to not include it in the game for the respect of the people that were involved in the war or in that battle. Um, but I think that's I think the people that are protesting against it, that almost makes them in a way hypocritical to what they're developing games for, because it's to present a message for art, like to be able to take a story and tell it, especially if they're interviewing people and presenting it in a form of like a documentary. Like, they're putting in the work to tell a story, and then like I just think if people didn't want this story told, wouldn't they be also protesting it themselves? So I just think it's a little weird that all these other people have a problem with it that aren't involved in the game itself. And art, it's art, right? Like, the only other people that have had this much problem with games is like the government trying to censor video games.
Yeah, literally so I played Devotion last week, right? Which was a game that the government in China got mad about,
Yeah, I
and then it
remember.
led a bunch of Chinese people to Steam bomb it or review bomb it and get it off the store. And then when they tried to get it on GOG got a bunch of messages and it got taken off there to where they had to open up their own store to sell the game. And that's literally the same thing that's happening here, but in like a Western, totally like not dictatorship nonsense environment.
Yeah,
We're just doing it ourselves. And then that's the thing that's like that. And I hate to do like the slippery slope of it, but it really is. Like, you can't just all of a sudden be mad at this. And there's a bunch of people, there's a bunch of Iraqis that are, I think rightfully so, upset about this. But we don't know how well they portray it yet. We don't know exactly what is in it. And I think even its existence doesn't mean it. It's just a weird thing. I think to be so upset about
mm.
initially, especially when we don't have all the answers. And this could be a fascinating way to learn about the battle, even if it is maybe one sided. You could at least go, huh, this seems very pro military. Let me look it up and see what happened, and learn some yourself. Like, and you never would have before, right? I'm
Yeah,
100% going to learn so much more about this, even if I don't play the game, just because now I'm really curious. And I think that's the positive benefit for it. I don't think anyone is looking back at the war in Iraq and being like, well, we sure did do a great job.
yeah,
sure did. Sure did. Yippee. There. Go America. I don't, and I don't think that's what this game aims to do. It was, from what I took from that footage, half of which was the documentary footage, really. Uh, it was really telling the story of the guy. Like, they got the one of the guys of the, I don't know, platoon. I don't know war things, who was there saying like, yeah, went in with 13 people and me, left with me and three others, and like this was the 6 days we were there. I was like, this is fucking cool. If you hear that human story of just being trapped and how they felt in that environment, that's awesome.
yeah.
That sounds like an amazing game. Or it sounds like an amazing movie. which I think they did do, but that was kind of propaganda-y. I don't know.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what else happens with this because
Yeah.
I'm interested to see how it sells. See if I think it's that saying of vote with your wallets, and I think this is one of
Right.
those items that people are gonna actually do that with. Because I think people are gonna be interested to see what kind of story it tells. So we'll see how it goes
I
and see what other
agree.
drama it drums up.
There's so much drama, man.
So
So
much
much
drama.
drama.
We love the drama.
So much drama.
We love the drama though.
Story number 9 is Justice League, so I think we'll table that to the end, and we are done with the stories.
Done. All right. Well, that was a lot of news.
A lot of news.
Lot of stuff to cover. I think just over the last week and a half, there's a lot of weird little things that came out, but good stuff to know, stuff to keep an
It's
eye
the
on,
end of
especially.
the fiscal quarter,
Yeah,
so we're gonna get a lot more news next week, probably as well.
probably. But Ben, why don't we move on to games that we played this last week? I don't know if you had a chance to play it, but I want to start with Magic Legends because it was kind of in beta. Um,
No,
didn't have a chance to play it, huh?
I
Well,
looked at it and I thought about it, and then that was about as far as I got.
okay, cool. Well, Magic Legends is basically an action RPG, kind of like Path of Exile, kind of like Diablo. Um, it was, I think it's still going. I checked on it yesterday. Um, I like what I'm playing so far. It's interesting. It reminds me a lot of. I'd compare it more for now to like Path of Exile, mainly because of the free portion of it. But what I really like
Okay.
about it is, so I'm playing as a necromancer. So I'm running around just these little areas, killing dudes. I've got this like, he's holding like this little candle thing at the end, and it has like purple smoke. And so I'm just like whipping and hitting dudes with it, right? And then I summon skeleton guys. It's pretty cool.
Okay.
And they fight with me. And then it has this cool system. So I have two abilities tied to like Q and W, right? And then as you level up, they're kind of like trading cards in a way. But so you get a set of like 3 or 4 when you start, and they're tied to your hotkeys 1, 2, 3, like 1 and 2 at first, and then as you level up, you get the third. But what they do is they kind of randomly shuffle to those hotkeys. So at a certain point, you have like maybe 5 or 6 of these cards, and as you use them, they shuffle into 1 and 2. So as you're playing through and you're using them, they're kind of like spells that randomly shuffle back into your deck. So so it's like all happening, and I get like, there's ability that's a giant axe that I swing. So I hit 1 and he swings it, axe attack. And then since I use that, it shuffles in a different ability that could be like these coffins that spring up from the ground and shoot skeletons out. And then I hit ability 2. I use that, it shuffles in a different ability. So it's got this unique system that I've never seen before in a game like this. So far it's kind of kept my interest going because of that. So I'm getting a chance to run around and gain these different abilities. As you keep going, you get more and more of those, and then you can kind of build out a deck of those in a loadout. And I think as you go on and you start kind of branching out in your tree, you can kind of get different types of those cards. I'm maybe like 4 hours in. So I've gotten enough to where like I can kind of see the type of tree that this one has, and then I think there's a different one I can go into with a necromancer where it's more like mana based abilities rather than like damage based, where he's more like physical instead of just like more magic. So it's interesting so far. I want to play more of it. I do like it. The game so far, it's a little like laggy because it's all online based. So like you'll go into zones where there's other players, and you're kind of just picking up quests. There's live events going on, so you go into an event where something's happening, other players can step in and kind of like co-op it with you. And then you go into other zones, so you can take on a mission where you kind of like queue up and matchmake, and then you go into that zone with other players. and then you get rewards. And I haven't made it to a point where you start getting gear yet. That's a little bit higher up in level, but I like it so far. It's a little different than any other action RPG I've played so far, so it's got my interest. I like the necromancer class so far. There's three other classes you can play, but I didn't really. One of them's like a paladin, the other one's like a mage, but I think he's only like wind abilities or something.
Huh.
But I think as you level up, you can choose different ones. So I want to try him. And then there's like a beast caller, which is kind of like a guy with an axe, but I'm assuming he can call on beasts to help
Oh,
him.
it's like a druid or something.
Something like that. Yeah. But it's not
Hmm.
bad so far. I think it's a little buggy at first, and then it's like very laggy, but I'm interested in playing it. I think it's pretty cool so far.
Interesting.
Yeah. I
I
spent some
think
time with it.
when I initially saw it, I thought it was only on mobile or something. So then I didn't pursue it further.
It could work
Uh,
on mobile. I think it'd be. I think with the cards, I think if you tap them, that'd be cool. But I liked it on PC. It wasn't bad.
Sounds good.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I played Donkey Kong Country,
Which one? The one on
the first one,
SNES?
Super Nintendo Donkey Kong Country.
Cool. What'd you think?
It's fine. The first Donkey Kong Country is fine. Um, it's got really bad hit detection or
Hmm.
like hitboxes for the enemies, and your hitbox is giant, but you like aren't also giant. It's really weird. Landing on platforms is sometimes dumb, but it was an enjoyable time to kind of see the history of that franchise and blah blah blah.
I think I played through the first couple levels of it a few months ago, and I was like,
Yeah,
this feels exactly like I remember it.
yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Um, it's not a very long game either. It's probably like 3 hours, maybe not
Oh, really?
even. Yeah, it's really short, especially when you could rewind time with the
Oh, yeah,
with
yeah,
the emulator on the Switch. I'm like, nah, I'm not missing that jump.
yeah.
We're just gonna go back there. I don't care. I started Donkey Kong Country 2, Diddy's Kong Quest, and it's so much better. I think they just improved everything with it. The art's better. The kind of how it feels, the jumping around and landing on enemies feels so much better. So I'm like a world into that. I really like it. It's fun to go back and play these games. I'd never played them, and I thought I had played some of the first one, but then when I went through it, it's like I don't remember anything after the first level, so
Yeah.
maybe I didn't. So I don't know which one I played. It certainly wasn't the second one because I don't remember any of this. I doubt it was the third one, so I don't know what Donkey Kong Country game I played.
Diddy Kong
It,
Racing, that's the one.
that's the one. No, I remember playing it on the Game Boy Color at the bank. They had it like set up for kids to play while you waited
Hmm.
your parents to do whatever, and I thought it was really difficult. And then I went to play the game. Like this level's not even in the game, so I don't know what that means.
Hmm.
And that's Donkey Kong Country.
Cool.
Sure is a game.
It sure is.
Sure is a game. I was supposed to have 13 Sentinels this week from GameFly.
Still didn't make it.
No, so I submitted the thing as lost in the mail. I imagine it got sent to someone else.
Oh no, someone has your game.
Yeah, someone in my complex has my game, and the problem with that is there's a lot of people that either go because it's Arizona, they're here for the winters and then they go back home for spring, summer
Yeah.
to like Wisconsin or whatever garbage place they live. And then that place is empty. My downstairs neighbor and my neighbor directly across from me are gone. They moved.
Oh.
There's no one there. And I imagine there's a lot of places that are empty. So it's possible this is just mail in someone's mailbox that will sit there for who knows how long.
Oh, that
Because
sucks.
it sure as shit didn't get to me, and they didn't send it back to GameFly. So I said, "Hey, this got lost in the mail." Um, Honestly, I'm surprised it hadn't happened before.
Oh, so what do they do with that if like a game's lost? Do they charge you for it?
No, they say that they sent out another one. I haven't gotten that yet, but they sent out another one. I imagine if I do it a bunch, they would
Oh yeah, yeah.
obviously be like, you can't do that.
I'd be like, how come you've lost so many copies of this game?
Yeah, right. Like you keep losing games.
Yeah, what's going on here?
I would
Weird
imagine
behavior.
eventually this will get back to them, like the original.
Oh, like Return to
Either
Sender.
yeah, either the other person will find it and be like, I don't know what the hell this is, and deliver it to me, or they'll open it up and figure out how to return it themselves, or they'll keep it because they're weird and
Yeah.
into anime, I guess. I don't know. Uh, I'm honestly surprised it hasn't happened sooner,
Yeah.
given how often I've gotten mail from other people in my complex before.
Hmm.
I was talking in our Discord about how I got the amiibo that came out, and they arrived. The literally UPS guy had to walk to my downstairs neighbors, put a box down there, and then walk up to me and put the box on my doorstep. But both boxes were for me. But they how did they even do that? So whatever, idiots. It just happens a lot here apparently.
Yeah. Huh.
So maybe
Weird.
next week I will have 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim.
Aegis Rim. That's a weird name.
I couldn't tell you anything about the game.
um.
So, yep.
So I tried Darksiders Genesis, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't like it. So I stopped playing it.
How much did you play?
I played at least 2 hours of it.
So like 3 levels or so,
Yeah.
maybe.
And I just didn't like the way it played. I especially
Yeah.
didn't like playing as the first guy. I forgot his name already.
The thiefy
The guy
agility guy.
the guy with the guns.
God, yeah.
Yeah, I love playing as War. He's cool. Sword guy. The guy from the original Darksiders.
Right.
I just call him Darksiders.
That's fine.
Like, I'm just
Mr.
gonna call you
Siders.
Darksiders. He's cool. I like playing as him. But yeah, and then I think it probably didn't help that I was also playing Magic Legends at the same time. So like I love the way that controls compared to like this one controls with like WASDA. And then I'm like shooting with I'm like it's just controls weird, and so I'm just
You
like
just played it with a controller.
I could have done that too, but I was just like I'm just not liking this. And then like the game's kind of boring, and it's just like
Yeah.
just
I always
yeah, it's just
I think
slow
I got
too.
that from Gamefly as well, but it was like the levels are really big. Like the levels are too long.
They're too long and it's too slow and it's kind of
Yeah, it's too
boring.
slow.
It's just like I don't know. I think had it been faster and you had more abilities that you could quickly level up to, like right off the bat, I think it would have been more fun. But to me it reminded me a lot of Torchlight 3. Um, I think
Okay.
no Torchlight 2. I don't know whichever one I had on PS4 like last year. Um, it just
Two?
took too long to get to the point of like feeling like you were having fun playing the game. And we're like Diablo and Path of Exile and even Magic Legends, like you are getting abilities so quickly that you already feel powerful and you feel like you're having fun and just throwing abilities out and doing tons of shit. Where Darksiders Genesis, like it's just like they're a little bit different. They're not the same type of games, but
Sure.
it's just like why is it taking so long to like
It felt
feel
like
powerful?
uh in a game like that you want to explore. And in Darksiders, if I went the wrong way or I wanted to explore some
Take
direction and then I
forever.
had to go back, it's like, well, that's 20 minutes for me to walk back to. It just
Yeah.
felt so long.
Well, and you can get on your horse and stuff like that, but like some of the jumping and traversing was just not great. It just
Yeah.
controlled weird, and I just like there was one part where you have to jump on this like really thin like wooden post, and it's angled really weird, and you're like control like the way I was controlling, I'm like I just kept falling. I was just like, this is dumb, and I just
I don't like this.
yeah, I got through a certain part, and I was like, I'm not enjoying this game, and I'm done playing it. So I just stopped. I quit out, and I'm just like uninstall. Thank you,
Yeah,
Game
and it's
Pass.
not like it was bad. It's just like, nah, I don't want to do this.
There's just plenty of other games that are doing it better that I could play. So
Yeah.
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 Yep.
Speaking of better games you could play, so I have on my list here, Star Fox / Mad Max. Now that's not what I played,
Oh,
but
okay.
it's what the game I played reminded me of. And I would ask you to guess, but you're never gonna guess.
Oh, wait.
It's possible if you think about a game I bought but didn't play.
Um,
Um,
what's that game?
I don't
Uh,
know.
the one that came out on Switch with the crazy robots. I don't
Oh,
remember.
Astral Chain?
No, it's the one with the
Oh,
mechs.
Daemon X Machina. I already played
Yeah.
that.
Okay, never mind. Okay, my guess was bad.
Okay. Hold on. I'm looking up how much I paid for this first. I paid $4.31 for Fast and Furious
Oh
Crossroads. Bam,
Jesus!
bam,
Oh
bam.
God, no!
Which
You
should tell
finally
you
played
how
it.
how little I had to do this week in terms of things to play.
Well, could have been worse.
It's about 4 hours or so. I don't know, maybe a little longer. It felt like a long 4 hours. This game is not good. Uh,
I mean, are you surprised it's not good?
no, I'm actually surprised at how good it is at certain points.
Okay, all
Uh,
right. Well, come on.
it's very Fast and Furiousy though. I think the writing and like the whole setup for everything is not good, but perfectly Fast and Furious. And I'll spoil the end because it's so ridiculous. Also, here's a question for you: how much would you expect Dom and Letty to be in this game?
10% of like they like show up for like some cutscenes, maybe like to set off the story and maybe come
Uh
in
huh.
major like story points.
Okay, they're in like half the game.
Really?
They might be in more than half the game. They even got what's this shit? Roman from Fast and Furious 2
Oh
is
wow.
in here. There's like a lot of shit going on. There's so many Fast and Furious 2 references in this. I don't know why. I guess it's Too Fast, Too Furious. Anyway, who cares? And for a while there, it starts off where it's Dom and Letty for the first mission, and then it goes to these other characters, and you think, oh, they're not. It's not gonna. That was just like an intro, and they'll show back up again, and then whatever. But no, then you're working with them with Interpol and all this other shit.
Wow.
Um,
Okay. You're
so
globetrotting
here's
with
the
them.
end of the game. They're launching a rocket. The bad guys,
Okay.
and Dom comes out all of a sudden with a rocket launcher thing on the back of his car, and launches rockets at like the platform that the rocket is on, the spaceship rocket. Think of like a spaceship with all the boosters and all that shit.
Okay.
So the platform falls and the rocket was like just taking off. So it's taking off and then it falls over on its side and then launches on the ground. And you and all your cars have to chase after the rocket. It's so
I
cool.
mean, that makes perfect sense.
It's totally Fast and Furious shit. I wished why'd they waste it on this game. So
They
cool.
should have put that in the movie.
Yeah, so they're chasing after this rocket and they have to like detach the first boosters and like the second booster and then Dom ends up jumping and getting on top of the rocket.
Oh gosh. Does he
It's
have like
so
a
cool.
one does he have a one-liner like when he jumps on the rocket?
I don't know about there, but there are a lot of one-liners. There are
Okay.
one-liners, yeah.
I was really hoping he'd say something like, "Well, this burrito ain't eating itself" or some
It's
shit.
om nom nom.
I live
Uh
my life one rocket at a time or
One
something.
rocket at a time. It's it's so weird, man. It was a good ride. There's some standout moments. There's some fun, dumb garbage. Every once in a while, you like go off a ramp and sideways, and you just like a bunch of flips for no reason. It,
Oh,
it
cool.
controls like an arcade game,
Okay.
like if you were playing it at Dave and Buster's or
Like
something.
Rush or something like that.
Yeah, kind of. I think it's more similar to that than a racing game, and there's probably 3 races in the game. Um, Maybe only 2, actually.
Okay.
Anyway, Uh, I enjoyed it as like a dumb thing I did that I bought for $4, right? Like
Not
that's a
bad
perfect
considering it was like a full $60 release at one point.
yeah. Yeah. There's an online mode. They try to give like the different characters a bunch of different abilities, and it seems like they were trying to build up to this online heist system
Oh
where you
god.
could play as the cops trying to get them down, and it's all this
No.
nonsense. Uh, and it's so unnecessary. Like none of this needed to really happen. at
That's so
all. At
funny.
all. None of this. None of this. Are you looking at gameplay of it?
No, I was looking up the price for it
Oh, to see what it
on
is
Steam.
currently. It might still be $60. I
How come
wouldn't
I
I
can't
wouldn't be
find it?
surprised.
Oh, I might. Is it not on Steam?
It's on Steam. It's on Steam. Oh, it also doesn't look that great, but it has auto HDR on Xbox.
Oh,
I don't
there
know
it
how
is.
much it is. Tell me how much it is on Steam. Come
40
on.
bucks on Steam right now.
Wow. 10 times more than I paid.
And then the DLC's like, there's a ton of DLC packs for it.
It's just cars for the online though, I think.
Yeah.
As far
There's
as I could
like
tell.
Crossroads Pack 1, Pack 2, Pack 3 are 10 bucks each. There's a season pass for 30, which is 10 bucks less than the game. I mean, all right.
Yeah, I don't know what happened here. It's a giant mess. I will say, and an interesting thing that happened, there is I guess a non-binary character in the game that's like a main character.
Oh, okay.
And
That's
it's
cool.
very strange. It's nice, like that's cool. But why in this game? Like why? How did that happen in Fast and Furious the game? It's very strange to me, but it's nice. It's
Yeah.
cool, and they might be my favorite character of the game, actually, because their voice acting I think is terrible, but in a way that makes it enjoyable. Like they're just the sarcastic nonsense person, and it's funny. They have their little dumb one-liners, and I'm here for the dumb one-liners, and
That's
they're
funny.
basically exposition the entire time. Where it's like, we need to do this. Well, I could do this. All right, okay, it's weird. Uh, it's fun. It's good. It's nice. At first, I thought they were cutting corners because they were. It sounded like they just didn't have anything done, and they were just saying they because they didn't know what they wanted the character to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, they're it was they were actually being like very progressive in a
I
Fast and Furious game.
I hope they were.
No, they were because at one point the character has a shirt that says "Choose Your Own Identity" on it,
Oh.
and then at
Okay.
one point they say, "I want to come back here for Pride," and I'm like, okay, now that was very obvious. You didn't get it before, you got it now. Figured it out.
Oh, jeez.
Uh, but it
Well,
was
that's
nice.
good.
Like that was cool.
Yeah,
That's nice.
that is good.
Uh, it's weird that the first time I had encountered a character like this in a Fast and Furious game and not in, I don't know, an RPG or something.
Mass Effect or something like
Yeah,
that.
that would be more logical. But
Yeah.
it's nice that it was here and it was done, I think, pretty tastefully. It wasn't like a plot point or anything ridiculous. They were just them. It was nice. And then they helped destroy a rocket with Dom. Pretty cool.
Well, I'm glad that you had a Star Fox like adventure in Fast and
Oh,
Furious.
so that's the thing. Part of this game feels like Star Fox, where you're just chasing. And remember the land sequences in Star Fox 64, where you're like in the tank chasing after stuff?
Oh yeah,
That's
yeah.
what this game is. It also feels like Mad Max, where you're chasing after convoys a lot. Just not as good as either of those games. But weaving between cars is fun, and you hit people, you hit other cars, and they immediately like explode basically, and just crash and fly away. It's fun. It's dumb fun.
That's awesome.
For $4, man.
That's
I
not bad.
recommend it.
That's quite the
Yeah.
adventure for $4.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Oh, it was quite the adventure. Let me tell you.
All right. Well, I don't think I played any other games besides that. I've been very tempted with this whole Monster Hunter thing. So instead of buying it, I just re-downloaded Monster Hunter World. I figured that'll give me the fill I need.
On PC?
No, I only have it on PS4.
Oh.
I know. But I figured if I don't break down and get it on Switch, then I just do a hunt here and there and I'll be fine.
Yeah.
I don't have the time. You know?
No.
Shall we talk about Justice League now that I finally finished it?
Oh, sure. Yeah. Let's do it.
Okay. Justice League spoilers for those.
Yeah.
The Snyder cut, obviously, but
I can't imagine there's that much spoilers, but just
Yeah.
in case.
I did end up really liking it after, they did end up saying that there was 10% 10% of the movie is slow motion. Slow-mos.
Is that an official count?
I saw it on IGN or GameSpot somewhere.
Oh wow,
They did the math apparently. I don't know if that's
that's a lot more than I thought.
yeah. It didn't really bother me at a certain point. I think it was just initially that first part where I was just like, are we really here 2 hours in and still getting this much slow motion when we already know that Wonder Woman can block the bullets? But the more it came through the rest of the movie, the more I did actually like appreciate it, because it's artfully done, you know. And the more I think about like 300, for example, like it's 300, it looked really cool when they did it, and so I kind of get why they did it here, why they did it in Watchmen. Like it is really like this movie. There's just so much that they did that made me want more. Like I want to see more of what he would do with this cast, with this universe, because his movies aren't anything like Marvel movies. Like his type movies are more like I want to show you a dramatic look and a dark view of this DC world. I don't want to give you the bubbly popcorn funny Marvel comic book world, which is fine because I think both work.
Mm-hmm.
I like the dark grittiness of the DC universe, and then also really like the funny popcorn hoo-hee-ha of Marvel. Skibbity-doo.
Skibbity-doo.
Skibbity-doo da. I think that the Snyder Cut was great. I think it really needed it to really kind of redeem Justice League, and it kind of sucks that we're probably not going to get anymore. Other than the Flash movie possibly, and then the next Aquaman, but those are going to be. I feel like those are going to be very different movies than what we would have got from the continuation of this.
Yeah, I agree with pretty much everything you said there. I really enjoyed it. It was one of those things I sat down to watch it, and I'm like, I'm gonna watch half of this. Maybe I'll watch a little bit more than half. And then once you get like, it sounds stupid, 2.5 hours in,
Yeah.
From that point to the end, it's just like, oh, I'll sit here and watch all of this. This is great. It really does all come together, and it does go to show how ruthless the cuts were to this movie.
They were really bad.
Like,
really bad.
Say as much as you want about the stupid things in this movie, that are wildly self-indulgent. It's better than just ripping it into just disheveled nonsense pieces that was the original cut. It's so much better. It does such a good job with its cut. I think the biggest criticism I have against the Snyder Cut is the music is bad. The music choices are so bad.
Yeah, there were some music choices that I didn't like. Like even I think I liked like Aquaman's part, right, where he's drinking and heading back to the water. I liked the White Stripes song that they used originally compared to the song that they replaced it with, which that's like one item there. But I think some of the music choices were a little too like, I don't know.
I just didn't like any of the songs.
Yeah. I think
I never heard of any of them, which is fine. But also, I didn't like them. They just weren't good.
Yeah.
So I don't get that. But everything else, I think, was a better choice. Like every single choice was a better choice. There's a lot. The movie's a lot.
Yeah.
Obviously. I do think that Batman with the Joker in the future and doing all that is really cool. I love the setup for it and the idea of it, of what they have to do. I'm not sure like what's exactly going on, what happened, why is that, like, this is really cool. I want a movie of that. I want them in this weird dark side destruction world. That needs to be the movie.
I want the lead up to it and then a cut to what's happening with flashbacks. Like that would be cool. Like what's happening, flashbacks, and then like what led up to it, and then like that would be such a cool movie.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. Gosh. Yeah.
Really
I liked
good.
it. I don't know if I could sit down and watch the whole thing again. I might have to watch it in chunks.
No, I could do it again, but not anytime soon.
Yeah, I might have to take a break. And then the trailer for the Suicide Squad came out the other day. Did you see that? That was good. That was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
Oh
Cool.
yeah, that's gonna be great. I watched Invincible,
I
which
watched the
is
first episode.
okay. Okay,
Yeah.
I watched 2 episodes,
All right. All right.
and so you know how I don't binge, right?
Yeah.
That first episode ended. I just let it ride, just right into the next
Wow.
one.
All right.
That's pretty high praise for me because I do not do that
Yeah.
very often. Really enjoyed it. I liked that a lot more than The Boys or whatever. I just think that the world feels like it is built out more in a way that there's a lot of questions that I'm interested in knowing the answers to.
Okay.
Specifically, also with after episode 2, like there's just constantly, what does that mean, and why did that happen, and oh, that's gonna come back like that. I really enjoy that, so I might have to read the comics now.
Okay. I'm gonna have to watch more of it. I had a hard time. Like, I have a hard time with animated shows that aren't anime for some reason. Like, I've had
Sure,
a hard time trying to go back and watch like Batman the animated series. Like, not that I don't like them. It's just like I get bored. I don't know
I
why.
get it. I
It's
totally
really
get it.
weird.
And the first scene of Invincible, where it's them talking about the guy's son,
Yeah, well,
uh,
that was rough.
and I was
That
like,
was
I don't
rough.
like this. This is
Yeah.
dumb.
Yeah, I had a
I
rough
really
time
don't
with
want
that
this.
too. I was like, what is this?
This is way too long. This is like 5 minutes too long, and the scene's probably 3 minutes.
And why did the
It's way too
voice
long.
like it seemed like the voice acting for it was bad. Like they got really quiet at certain points and it's just like,
I don't know.
can we talk like cartoon characters please? Like come on.
It was weird. It was weird, and they come back in the second episode.
Jesus. Okay.
But it's better. It's
Okay.
better because it's not 17 minutes, and it's John. It's John Hamm. No,
Maybe one of them's John Hamm. I don't know.
that's the
I thought I
Madman
heard
guy.
yeah, yeah. I thought I
Yeah,
heard
it's
his
John Hamm.
voice.
It's
Thought I heard
him.
his
It's
voice.
him.
Okay, cool. All right.
It's him.
I like that guy. So that's
Because
fine.
I paused and Amazon's like, "Hey, would you like to know everyone in the scene?" No, but thank you, I guess.
Show me all their work. Just kidding.
And what's her face is in it? Britta from Community.
Oh, cool. All right.
She's in. Yeah, she shows up. And I was like, "Why does this voice sound so familiar?"
Yeah, I think they got
That's
a
why.
pretty good voice cast. So,
Yeah, they do. They do.
all right, I'm gonna have to maybe watch the other episodes tonight.
Right. Well, they're what, weekly now? I don't know how many episodes it is. I know they give 3, and then it's gonna be weekly.
Okay, cool.
Uh,
That's good.
but I don't know how long this season is.
All right.
That's good. Very good.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yay. We covered a lot this episode. Wow.
Oh yeah, very comprehensive. A lot of bathroom fixes.
Yeah. Packed full for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
This was a fully packed episode. The 82nd
Packing.
episode. All right, but I think we could cut it there. I'm
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
I'm full. Full of
You're packed full.
I'm packed full, everybody.
Great.
Apologize
Oh.
for that. But yeah, I'm gonna say let's wrap it up and then we can call it an episode. And yeah, so of course, thanks again everyone for listening. Thanks again for the support. Remember, you can find us on Spotify, on Apple, on Google, on Stitcher. You can head over to thegamefanatics.com, catch us over there. Don't forget to follow us on youtube.com/loadlastcheckpoint, twitch.tv/loadlastcheckpoint. Hit the follow button everywhere you go. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast services so you don't miss an episode. Of course, follow us over on Twitter. I'm at the Joelness. Ben is at Ben Runnings. You can also follow the podcast channel, which is at Final Check Pod. We also have an Instagram. It's a little bit there's some tumbleweeds over there right now just because I've been a little bit busy, but I don't know. I'll post something eventually here. Sorry, been busy, but we'll get something posted over there. Anyways, we will catch you guys next week again. Don't forget to take care of your
Dogs.
dogs. Yes. My dog keeps me
Plants.
busy. Your plants. Take care of your plants. Your kids, your grandmas, your grandpas, your aunts, your uncles.
Bathrooms.
Bathrooms. But most of all, play some games. Play some games.
Right.
Video games are important for your mental health. Unless they make you rage. I've had a few moments
Tiny moments.
with Destiny multiplayer. But
Oh yeah.
but it's all right. We're getting back. We're getting back. We're getting back.
Okay. Good.
Cool.
Good.
All right. We'll catch you guys next week. Goodbye.
Meow.
Meow.